Okay, I think it's important to examine grim truths, and I think probably people in government do this. I would hope, theorists or whatever. Let me know if you know someone or you're in that area, and let me know if you know anyone who thinks about this stuff. But I like this game called Civilization, and it's a world-building thing, and I've gotten better. I've spent a lot of time on it, and what's absolutely the case is you can go through and do all the right things, but if you don't invade and take over some of the smaller nations in the game, you're not going to win, because the other nations that will win fighting against you are going to do that. Now, you're saying it's a game, it's coded that way, but you know, it's coded that way because that's the way the world works. And I know we're trying to do better about that, but what are your thoughts? I mean, that's what, if you are a nation in most of history, or a tribe or something like that, there was always an advantage to going out and pummeling the weaker city-state or what have you, and taking their stuff, taking their women, taking slaves, and that's a grim truth. Now, an interesting thing is the Romans put an interesting spin on that, and they sort of invented, at this point, colonization, I suppose, because what they did was, instead of killing all the men and taking the women and children as slaves, they said, hey, you know, we conquered you. You know, that was nice. We enjoyed it. But now, instead of killing you, we're going to just get going. And if you want to fight for us, you can be a half citizen. And if you fight for us for your whole life, you can retire a Roman citizen, and your children can have benefits from that. And in that way, they co-opted all these other tribes that they had conquered. So I guess that's a big step forward. And at this point, the narrative in my head gets a little confused, because what else are we doing? You know, do we have better notions now? Do we conquer via corporations, so that the corporation that has the better idea wipes out all the other corporations in a sort of bloodless way? What are your thoughts? What are ways that we could improve on this? Because it seems to me that if we improved on this, that would be a good way toward stopping wars, because you can go out and demonstrate that you don't like a war and all that, and maybe that helps. But if you can't get to the root of the fact that whoever breaks the rules and does the bad things is going to get an advantage, if that still works, you're still going to get the same behavior. So what do you think?